What you got there, Jenna?
Chocolate icing.
In a cup. And why?
Mosquito icing.
Why?
It's coconut and chocolate ganache. I think it's a topping.
And it's because you want to be what?
Strong and full of chocolate.
A lot of snow coverage. Still pretty easy to see where to go. Good morning from I don't know the name of this dome. We spent last night in Yosemite Valley in the backpackers camp and had a good night's rest. And our friend Blue drove us up and dropped us off in Tuolumne, and we are beginning our hike to Cathedral. We are probably a little over 1.5 miles up the trail, and we're already in pretty good snow. It's really beautiful out today. The hot weather that we had when we did the Big Pines hike a couple days ago is not going to be an issue, and we're higher already. I feel 1,000 times better and confident that this is going to be a really great adventure. Crocus, crocus. The shenanigans have already commenced.
They say to hike your own hike.
And we shall. Nicely done.
That's what I should have said. Wowza!
It was pretty cold last night. This is the ice that grew in our water bucket overnight. It's not very thick, but we felt it in our hearts.
Good morning from the lovely and beautiful Upper Cathedral Lake. We spent the night here last night. It was really cold. The water in our bucket froze. I slept with all my stuff in my sleeping bag, my filter and batteries and stuff, so they didn't get damaged in the cold. The ice on the lake is breaking up really quickly, but overnight more froze, but that's already melted out. It's just so beautiful here. I love this camp. I will definitely come and stay here again. Just climbed up Cathedral Pass and we're hiking, making our way to Sunrise Lakes, and we'll camp near there to go over Clouds Rest in the morning. There's a lot of snow coverage now, and I read that in a trip report before I came that Sunrise Meadows is still pretty snowed in, and it's easy to follow the path, but I'm stepping very lightly and trying to pretend that I don't weigh 1,000,000 pounds with my pack on. So the snow and I have a good relationship, so thank you, snow. It's time for our favorite game, trail or waterfall. So much fun today. It almost looks like a road out here. I'm in Upper Sunrise Meadow. The reason it looks like this is because when the trail is wet, people don't want to walk in the water, and so they find the next driest trail to step on, and over years and years and years it just makes many trenches all in a row, and it looks like a road, which makes me sad. This is a great example of spring cleaning, rodent style.
Here's the sign that clearly says no picketing in Sunrise Meadow. And then
We want sushi airdropped and we want it now!
she's picketing. Although I can... Ta-da! Yes, very nice. It's time for another exciting installment of our favorite game show, Trail or Creek. Well, Jenna, what do you say? Is that the trail or is that a creek?
Well, in my experience, when the trail has become a creek, there's usually fish. So I think it's still technically trail. Although this is a swimming pool. So it looks like it snowed a little last night, but not where you'd typically find it. It snowed inside the tent where it would normally be condensation. It's snow. I did say I liked snow yesterday, but maybe I was too broad in those statements. Crazy.
These were the footprints in the snow before the snow melted in this spot.
Good morning. That is the summit of Clouds Rest right behind me. I'm almost there. I'm waiting for Jenna because it gets a little weird, just the right amount of weird, but I want to make sure she's cool. I know she is, but I just don't want to have her do it alone. So we woke up this morning. We went a few miles past sunrise and camped, so that we only had a couple miles to go this morning just in case there were clouds. And this view is just incredible. It's been such a beautiful hike. It was really cold last night again. All of our water and our bottles froze. And Jenna was a popsicle, but we made it through to today and we are about to get our reward. It's right there.
Oh, hey.
Fancy seeing you here.
The ravens like Nikki.
So we're coming down off Clouds Rest now. Spent a couple hours up there until it got pretty windy and cold. This trail is pretty exciting on both ends, going up and going down. The views are just incredible. beautiful, but you have to watch your footing every step. But that's Yosemite Valley, Half Dome there. Pretty steep. Where two trails diverge. I wonder who lives in there. Jenna, are you topped off?
Yeah, both of mine are full. And like, I was like, I know there's some in the dirty.
So we're coming down off the Clouds Rest Trail, and about less than a mile from the summit of Clouds Rest, we found a couple that had set up camp in this nice, beautiful open place, and they didn't have any water, and they were continuing up for a day hike and didn't know where the water was. And I gave them, I have about 3/4 of a liter that isn't dedicated to my descent, and I gave that to them and told them how to find the next water. And I understand that everybody has varying degrees of experience out here and that we learn by making mistakes, but not knowing where your next water is a really serious mistake. So especially if you're planning to camp somewhere continuing on, if you pass water, fill up, drink up, and then look at your map and find out where your next water is, because there's a lot of places in the Sierra and otherwise, especially if you're intending to climb, where you can go several miles without water, and if you're already out, you can get yourself into some pretty good trouble. Look at this beautiful spring that comes right out of a tree. Hopefully when those guys come down to get water, I told them where the closest water was, but this spring doesn't always run. Hopefully they know they can drink from here and don't have to go the rest of the way down. Look at this cute little pine cone. It's this big. Wouldn't want one of those to fall out of the tree and land on your head. This is a pretty freaking huge bear scat. And here's where we're gonna camp tonight. So hopefully he's a well-behaved bear. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm in the Half Dome Trail. We got a little bit later start than we planned.
but we're on our way. There's Half Dome. How are we feeling, Jenna?
Good. What are food storage cables?
About halfway up the subdome, looking at Clouds Rest. That's where we were yesterday. Down there is Jenna doing the work, and over here you can see the John Muir Trail, and if you look down and to the right, I'm going to put my hand in front of the camera, right, yoop, there, you can see my little blue tent. That's where we left our camp set up. We're going to go back and get all of our stuff after we're done with Half Dome, and then hike out. You can see it's like white with a blue flash at the bottom, just to the right of the bottom of the trail that you can see. She's literally the only person on the mountain. Oh my gosh, that's so freaky. I feel pretty comfortable with my decision to not go at this time. You got this, Jenna. You okay? Tired. You're doing great.
I'm gonna say yeah. Oh no, she's got her feet on the post. I don't. Yeah, I've seen that. That's scary.
That's hella scary.
Oh my god, what is she doing?
She's resting.
That was scary.
So I am chickening out today. We got up here to the cables and I'm just not feeling it. I just don't have a good feeling about it, and that's enough for me. I've done it a couple of times before and this doesn't feel like my day. I feel strong hiking up, just doesn't feel like my day. But Jenna is going for it. So she's at this big giant step here, but she is just sending it. And I'm a little sad I'm not going to be up there to take pictures for her, but she is crushing it. I'm so proud of her.
Oh my God. It's really hot out here today, so that felt really good.
Hang in there.
I carried this little bit of water, like what, mile and a half for us
Yeah.
to be able to do it. It was very worthwhile.
Well, this trip is coming to a close. We just crossed the bridge over Nevada Falls and we're headed down the last 3 miles of the JMT to Yosemite Valley. I got us a campsite tonight, so we'll get to sleep with our car and the rest of our stuff in a bear box and just drive home in the morning. It was such a wonderful trip. It really feels like we've been out here for weeks because we've had so many different types of weather. It was really cold and then really hot, and we went over Clouds Rest and did Half Dome, and I chickened out of Half Dome today. I really just didn't feel like I had the energy for it, and I have no regrets about that. I think you're supposed to honor your body and not do the things that don't feel right, especially when they're high risk, especially when you're in the wilderness. So I'll live to do it another day. Thanks for following the trip. That's drippy.